Hey, look at that. All right. Let's get this going. I think we are actually live. I have audio, so let me mute there. There we go. Bring this up. There. Turn my audio down on my phone. And I think we're good. Dismiss the message. All right. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I think we are live. We are going. Gotta shut off my audio. I have my audio on. I'm cutting into your Resident Evil 4 time. I'm sorry to hear that. How did Resident Evil 4 didn't just come out, did it? That's been out for a while, right? All right, let's post this in all the places it needs to be posted. I assume Chris is going to post it here, but I will do it. Hey, we're looking good. There's Chris. Chris, are you going to post this on GM Games Discord, or do you want me to do it? Doesn't really matter. You just picked it up. It came out this week. It's the remake. Ooh. I only played the original Resident Evil back when I was in college, and the game scared me to death. You'll do it. Okay, great. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. And I'm going to wait a little while before I kind of get into the details, but we're going to be doing a giveaway. We'll be giving it away. We'll be giving away a copy of Out of the Park Baseball next Sunday. So we got a week. And I'll dump all the details here as we go forward. But this is episode 1 of my Out of the Park Baseball 24 Let's Play here on General Manager Games. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Aaron. I host my own very small YouTube channel over on called Around the World Sports. It's more actiony since the console's advanced in graphic capabilities. Yeah, that game it used to scare the hell out of me, and I was in my early 20s, but I betrayed the Cubs to the White Sox. No, Breeze, I didn't. I want to see which team I can win with first. But yes, my name is Aaron. I run Around the World Sports over on YouTube. And I think this is my third season here on GM Games. We did, what did we do in year 1? I can't even remember. Last year was the Rockies. What was year 1? My mind is, I'm losing my mind at this point. We've done a lot of stuff, but at any rate, it's a platform that Chris has given me to kind of play a game that I play entirely too much and have entirely too much, play this game way too much than I should, but here we are. D-backs was, hey Josh, D-backs was last year too. D-backs was last year, so I think it was Rockies. It was Rockies in 2022, and it was D-backs last year. You're right. Yes. Thank you, Chris. Draft to Glory was 2 years ago with Texas. Rockies was last year, and then Rockies was 2022, and then Angels and D-backs were last year. Thank you. They all blend together. Lucas, how you doing, man? How are you doing? And I'm looking. I've got my phone. I'm a more advanced streamer here now this year. I'm not using 2 computers. I'm using my computer and my phone. So got my phone here to the left of me where I'm monitoring chat. And we're gonna do we're gonna play the Chicago White Sox. I'm running the Cubs over on my channel. I'm gonna run the White Sox here on GM Games, and we're gonna see which team we can win with first and which team we can win with more. Year 1 hasn't gone well with the Cubs. Well, I suspect year 1 will go a little better with the White Sox just because the cupboard isn't quite as bare, but we'll see how it goes. Quickly, we'll just look at the way I have the game set up. If anybody has any recommendations or suggestions, by all means, let me know. So I got 20 to 80 with stars. If you guys absolutely hate the stars and you want me to switch to 20 to 80, I will. But 20 to, and you know what? We're just going to do 20 to 80. Screw it. We're just going to do 20 to 80. Let's get used to it that way. So we're going to do 20 to 80 across the board. I have been a convert as I've played out of the park here over the last couple of years. I've gone from 1 to 100 to 1 to 20, now to 20 to 80. So that's I have converted myself completely. I set the TCR to 110 just for a little bit of variety, I guess, here in with this world with some of these players. Chris, can you also? I just thought it. Can you also post this over on the Out of the Park forums as well? May as well, right? See if we can drag some people in from over there. I should do no overalls, just pure internal ratings. That's hard. I haven't gotten to that point yet where it's just based off of the ratings and the players' stats. It's probably something I should do at some point, but. Oh, it is. Awesome. Great. You suggest I win with the Cubs first. You're not sure you can stomach winning with the Sox. Yeah. See, living in Chicago, but not being a fan of either team, it's fun to just sit back and watch the two sides kind of butt heads. I always find that amusing. We have player personality on. AI settings, I set it the way that I've always done it, which is trading difficulty set all the way up, trading preference set right smack dab in the middle. I am going to use hard mode, so we're not going to use the make this work now button. We're going to use our assistant GM to sort that out, and I do have reputation on. I haven't seen, or I can't determine whether the reputation system actually makes trading harder or easier. What I will say, though, is that the reputation system absolutely makes me think long and hard about the trades I do make, because I don't want to damage that reputation. So I don't submit, 15, 20 trades at a time. So maybe up TCR2 so it's not a predictable set. I bumped it up to 110. I mean, is that not enough? I don't want to go much higher than that. I don't want chaos. 110, 115 is about where I go. I don't want it to be completely absurd. We'll go to 115. We'll bump it to 115 and we'll leave it there. Make OSA scouting low like the Spider Attack League. I don't like I'm not going to get into it. It's not going to get into it. Player evaluation. I have ratings set at 30%. I've been 30, 40, 25, 5. This is actually a recommendation of the guy who just subbed, FJ. Thank you for the 7-month sub, and you're the one who recommended, or that you told me this is what you do with your saves. So I figured with the White Sox save, I would go ahead and set the AI settings that way here. So we'll do that. Beyond that, I don't think I changed any or much. I allow the trading of of injured players. I have AI trading frequency set to low. I found, at least here out of the chute, that's set at average. There are a lot of trades. I may even drop this down to very low. We'll see how low goes. And then everything else, I think, is set to, I changed the names of the awards. Anything else? And I think everything else is pretty much set the way it is kind of out of the box. Yeah. I have, where is it? I can't remember where it is. I have all the new game settings, so I've got shifts off and all that stuff. So, whoa, 202 viewers. How's it going? Nersha Banco, rating with a party of 202. Thank you for dropping in. My name is Aaron. For those of you just dropping by, AZ Axel, it's the GM Games Crew. We're doing well, my friend. We are doing well. We're just about to kick off our Out of the Park 24 Let's Play here with the White Sox. Yeah, welcome Raiders. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna kick off Out of the Park 24 here with the White Sox. I am a very slow player, so if you're looking for me to speed through seasons, that's not gonna happen. That's not my style. I literally will sim a day at a time, and we look at box scores, and I just find it allows me to get a little more involved with the players and kind of, you know, I don't know, not build relationships, but get more engaged with the team as it is. So, yeah, appreciate the support and the new subscriptions coming in and the new follows coming in and everything else. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Aaron. We're going to get started here in a second. I just have to redo the intro because we had all these new viewers. My name is Aaron. I have my own YouTube channel as well. It's called Around the World Sports. I've got a Chicago Cubs playthrough going on over there. So I've got the Cubs and the White Sox going here in Out of the Park 24. So appreciate that. And with all these new people here in chat, I figure now is as good a time as any to announce that Chris and I will be giving away a free copy of Out of the Park 24 next Sunday. So what you need to do in order to be eligible for that, very simply, is to, Ranger, how's it going? Is to follow both myself and Chris on Discord. So you got GM Games, the General Manager Games Discord, and then mine is Around the World Sports. So I'm just going to ask you to follow each of those Discords. And you can send me a message over on Discord just showing that you are following both myself at Around the World Sports and then Chris over at GM Games. And next Sunday, we will be giving away a free copy of Out of the Park 24. More details in terms of the time to follow because you do need to be here in chat with us in order to win that. So yeah, so that's that. And I think it's time to get going finally. I've been streaming for about 10 minutes and I haven't done a thing other than show you guys the setup. So yeah, we are going to go here with the White Sox. And if I miss anything in chat, I apologize. I am not used to having large numbers of people in my channel. So I'll do my best. I'm just an old dude who likes to play video games. So I'm not great with the other side of things. RJ Mayer, I hope so. I hope we can get to the draft and do an RJ Mayer party. So yeah, lots of follows here. Let me just while I have a second. Matthew, Ryan Schroeder, Hero of Kvetch, Statsmonger. Thank you guys for following. And yes, the people who know me know that I am an RJ Mayer stan. Absolutely adore him. And I draft him in every league I'm ever in. So that will likely happen here. All right, let's get going. Let's get going. Probably fishing with the follow as well. Thank you. All right, let's get going. So White Sox. I've already gone through the settings. Not going to go through them again. We're gonna get started here. So I always like to start with the front office. That way I can make any personnel changes right off the bat that I want to make. And the first two that we'll look at, obviously, are the scouting director and the team trainer. We'll start with the trainer, James Crook. Looks like he's pretty good at rehabbing, not great. It looks like he's okay at his prevention. You've got the meta, right, with Rick Jameson is there. He's always kind of that initial target, right? Let's see if he has any interest in coming to the White Sox. He does. So we will take on Rick Jameson as our new trainer. Brita V00, thank you for the follow. Yeah, lots of follows here. This is great. I know Chris and the GM Games crew love it. So, and I appreciate it. And I'm very happy that you guys can hang out with me here tonight. Scout, Mike Shirley, highly favors tools, which is nice. But I know just from kicking the game off here a couple of times, I know there are a couple of scouts out there right off the bat that are better. So we're going to jump in and we're going to grab one of those. A couple more follows. Essa Itch and Harry Tustis. Thank you for the follows. Appreciate that. All right. Highly favorite tools. I think we're into an ad here. So, all right. What do we got? We got RJ Harrison. Oh, there was a Japanese scout in here who doesn't appear to be here, which is interesting. So do we go Harrison? Do we go Pleiss? Good. Excellent. I think we're going to go Scott Pleiss. Hey, I scored a drop. we can let that go away. I'm trying to pay attention to chat. Great. I don't want to view it. Like I said, I am not a professional streamer here, guys. So you just gotta kind of bear with me as I stumble my way through things. Brody isn't there, and there's also a Japanese scout who isn't there either. So maybe they'll be there later on. A couple more follows. Ted McMinn, Gravestock. Thank you guys. Yeah. So there are. Plyce is better than what we have, but I don't know if I want to be paying 3 scouts. So I think what we do is we wait. I'll wait until opening day and see if those scouts are created a bit later on. At least our scout highly favors tools, which is manageable. I know there are better options though, so we'll just sort of see what happens here over the next couple of weeks, and we'll hire a new scout before the season starts. Ethan Katz, 39-year-old pitching coach. Looks like he has a good relationship with about half our pitching staff. Doesn't have a good relationship with Dylan Cease. That's not a good thing. See if we can find a better pitching coach for us. Our hitting coach does not have a good relationship with Andrew Vaughn or Eloy Jimenez. Yeah, I mean, not crazy about either of them, truth be told. First base coach, yep, Daryl Boston. He's a great coach, so we can leave him there. And Eddie Rodriguez. I don't know. I think we can probably replace 3. I think we can probably replace Katz, Castro, and Rodriguez. I want a pitcher. I want a pitching coach who has a good relationship with at least Dylan Cease, preferably Cease, Giolito, Kopech, a couple others. Dancing Mongoose, thank you for the follow. So I think we're just going to go right in here, and we are going to fire Ethan Katz. We are going to fire Jose Castro. And we're going to fire Eddie Rodriguez. And we're going to find ourselves some new coaches. Let's start with a third base coach because that's the easiest. Daryl Boston was good at everything except for teaching running. So let's find ourselves a third base coach. Yeah, and I don't know how far I'm going to get, honestly. My goal is to get... I like to get through the deadline in these live shows, but I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do that. Jeff Fry might make a good bench coach for us. Humberto Miranda, Estuar Ruiz. I know he's listed as a bench coach, but has a good relationship with everybody. Yeah, let's bring him in as our third base coach, and then. Fry. Good. Joe Madden. Joey DeMonte is again kind of that meme hitting coach, if you will. And I don't even know if I'm using the term right, but he's that hitting coach, right? He's the one that tends to always be available. Ben Johnson. Gets along with most of our hitters, which is good. Gets along with Luis Robert. We'll take a look at the team in a minute as well. I just want to get some of these scouting things out of the way. I think we're going to... Ben Johnson is neutral. Joey DeMonte is contact. Outstanding, excellent. Let's go Ben Johnson because he's 20 years younger. And he might be able to sort of grow with the team. I don't know. Kevin Rodriguez, decent at teaching pitching. Let's find a good pitching coach. Yeah, they're all old right off the bat. You got an excellent bummer. Giolito, where is... Cease. Okay, so he gets along with Cease, Playing the long, yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see how it goes, but I mean, they were pretty comparable. I don't think there's a huge issue going one way or the other. Lucas, subscribe. Thank you for the subscription, my friend. Appreciate that. Cameron Castro. I like drafting, or I like having younger coaches just because you don't have to deal with them retiring after a couple of years. Nick Childs. I think we go Cameron Castro, offer him a contract, and they're also cheap, which is nice too. And then we want a bench coach. So bench coach Craig Driver, outstanding at development. Get along with our team, along with the pitchers. Gets along okay with Luis Robert. Eloy and Vaughn. Yeah, again, thank you for that raid. That was pretty awesome. Matthew Johnson. I think we're going to go Craig Driver as our bench coach. Did I not fight? What? Oh, no, I didn't need to hire a bench coach. What am I doing? Yeah, see, I told you, I'm not very good at this. I'm not very good at this. I tend to miss a lot of things. Charlie Montoyo doesn't get along or has poor relationships or fair relationships with half our team. We'll see how it goes, but he may not last too long either. So that is our we'll keep an eye out on scouting, but we've made offers now to a handful of new coaches, and now it's the team. So off the bat, couple of injuries: Yohan Moncada, Tim Anderson, pro OT player. Yeah, you know me. You know me well, FJ. You're one of my long-termers, and you know that I have my issues. I do my best. And a couple of major injuries, right? I mean, Anderson's only out for a day, but Liam Hendricks down with cancer. Yohan Moncada's out for a couple of weeks, and Garrett Crochet is down as well, coming back from Tommy John. So a lot of major injuries for us to kind of get things started. From a offensive perspective, a couple of young players to build around, and Luis Robert, he's probably our best. Well, he will be our best player, our starting center fielder. He's signed for the next 4 years, 5th year as a team option. So we got him locked up long term, which is nice. Him and Tim Anderson, make a pretty good top of the order, whether it's 1-2 or 2-3. So looking forward to getting both of them out there. Andrew Vaughn, 24 years old, coming off his first full season, showing a little bit of power, but he's just okay. Elvis Andrews was signed late. I think they just signed him recently to fill in the middle infield. He'll back up at second and short. Andrew Benintendi received the largest contract that the White Sox ever handed out, which is hard to believe. Yeah, he'll play left field for us. Pretty significant splits there. Robert Anderson, Ceason, Vonnier. So yeah, that makes sense, FJ. I would concur. Crochet as well. Depending on what he turns into, he could be important as well. I think the game has him as a reliever, but I know at least initially he's only a 35 stamina. I mean, I guess technically he could start these days, but we'll see how that goes. GVZ, thank you for the follow. Yasmani Grandal, his contract expires after this season. He can't hit, but he can field. A couple years ago, he put up some pretty wacky numbers for the White Sox, but I don't expect that this year. We'll see how it goes. Eloy can't stay healthy, and that is a damn shame. He is... I would say, I don't want to say strictly a DH, but he's likely to be the regular DH. 3 years, 4th year's not likely to be picked up, depending on his development. Ballpark GA, subscribe. Thanks for the subscription, Ballpark. Appreciate that. Michael Kopech, the former Red Sox farmhand. We'll get to him in a second. Much like Alex Verdugo, in every single iteration of out of the park baseball, it puts Michael Kopech as a disruptive force. Every single one. Him and Alex Verdugo. Eric Gonzalez, kind of the definition of utility guy. I like players like this though. Victor Reyes, former Detroit Tiger, now the member of the White Sox. Gavin Sheets, corner outfielder / first baseman with a little bit of home run power. Lennon Sosa, 23-year-old. He'll probably go down once Tim Anderson is ready to come back up. Sebi Zavala is the backup catcher. Quality, you love these series? Thank you. I love these series as well. And yeah, I'm almost strictly. No, I shouldn't say that because I'm in 2 online leagues, and then I just kicked off Perfect Team for the first time since the very first version of it. I wanted to kind of get back into it a little bit and see what it was about and see how it's improved since I last played it. But I'm primarily an offline player, and I like doing these streams and these videos and stuff. So me as well. And then Leury Garcia. I've been with the White Sox for a few years now. Contract is up after next season. That's not a lot of money, but he's not particularly good at anything. So that's kind of the makeup of the team right now. On the pitching side, that's not where I wanted to go. On the pitching side, Dylan Cease. Let's do it this way. Dylan Cease is our ace. 27 years old, a couple of really, really good seasons for Dylan, 3.74.3 WAR. Yeah, random task, I know, and I didn't play offline at all between when I ended my last Let's Play on my channel and when I picked up the game on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. The online thing is a lot of fun, but I like doing these types of Let's Plays are fun. I'm playing an offline series with the Red Sox right now, and I'm sure I will burn out on that here. I don't want to say relatively quickly, but between this series and my Cubs series, those are going to be the ones that I think take the majority of my time here as we go forward. At any rate, Dylan Cease is our ace. Arbitration eligible. He's our ace. The rest of our rotation. Clevenger signed to a 1-year contract. Was just below league average with San Diego last year. Lucas Giolito, his ratings have, and we got to get accurate scouting on these guys, but he's well removed from his 2019 season. For offline, there's a joy to figuring it out, but you also hit the point where you know how to play. Yeah, right. No, you're absolutely right. And that's you can only do. I start to get that burnout when I go. How many times do I want to draft? Drew Jones in the first round. How many times do I want to draft? The same player in the first round over and over and over again. So yeah, I'll get there, I'm sure. But right now I'm still hooked. It's got Kopech listed as a starter. Again, he's listed as disruptive. Started 25 games a year ago. Wasn't terrible. Record wasn't great. Struck out almost a batter an inning. Wasn't terrible, but again, he's disruptive, low work ethic. We'll see how it goes with him. And then Lance Lynn. I think is he up after this year too? Yeah, he is, thankfully. 18 team option for next year, which we will likely decline. So that is our rotation. Bullpen, Reynaldo Lopez right now is listed as our closer. He's a free agent after this season. Good year last year for the White Sox. Joe Kelly. Wow, they like this game likes Joe Kelly. I didn't realize his ratings were going to be as good as they were. But yeah, good stuff, good movement for Joe Kelly. 4 good pitches. Doesn't have a fastball, but 3+ pitches. He should be fine. Aaron Bummer, lefty ground ball specialist. He signed long-term, 4 years. He signed to a 7-year contract. Kendall Graveman, another ground ball style reliever. Was good for the White Sox last year. Was really good for Seattle down the stretch in 2021. Gregory Santos, young 23-year-old. I don't know that he's quite ready yet, but we'll see. Jose Ruiz, 28 years old. 4th season here with the White Sox. Jimmy Lambert, 28, going into his 4th season with the team. Tanner Banks, just a guy, and then Jake Diekman is that back of the rotation or back of the bullpen. Good stuff, decent movement, a couple of good pitches. So, not a terrible pitching staff. I mean, the bullpen's pretty good. I like the ground ball pitchers. Rotation outside of Cease is going to be questionable. From a prospect perspective, the minor league system hates our organization. We've got Jorge Vera, and we'll take a look at our prospects here in a minute. But right now, it shows us with 1 prospect in the top 100. Look at our pipeline. Colson Montgomery is the big bat in the minor league system. Again, I need to get scouting on all these guys, so I'll go in and do that afterwards. But he's our big bat. Noah Schultz, the big lefty. Great stuff. He looks like he could be a monster if the ratings develop as it's going to do this the entire time, isn't it? Oh, good, it's not. It looks like he could be a monster. He pitched last year about an hour from me. He pitched down in Peru with a team that I've worked for in the past, the Pistol Shrimp. It's a summer league baseball team. He pitched down there. He was dominant for them. I was pitching kind of above his level, but got him some work during the summer. Brian Ramos, listed as second baseman, maybe. I mean, he can't turn the double play. His arm, I don't know where he's going to play. The arm's passable for third, but the other ratings, I don't know. Don't know where he's going to play. Christian Mena, 20 years old, but pretty well. And again, these ratings could all be way off, but pretty well developed. Oh, you live in Ottawa? Yeah, I'm actually just outside of. I live in Wheaton, so I'm outside of Chicago. I'm not from Chicago initially. I am I'm a born and raised New Englander, born and raised in Boston. Moved to Chicago about 23 years ago now. Middle of '99 is when I moved to Chicago, but I am a Bostonian at heart. Jose Rodriguez, not a shortstop, listed as a shortstop. So not a lot in the prospect pool. Oscar Colas, in my offline save, had a casual 50 home run season. So hopefully he can develop as well. So, and there are a couple of decent names in the minor league system, even though they're not necessarily rated all that high. So let's start simming here, since we're 40 minutes into this and haven't simmed a single day yet. So we got Rick Jameson. That's cool. I am not going to take a World Baseball Classic job. I do want to check and see if kicking over to that next day gives us... It doesn't. Okay. We're going to go after Scott Pleiss. I want to get a new scout in there, and do I want Pleiss? I would really prefer somebody who was... I mean, of the highly favored tools guys, he looks like he's the best. I mean, take your pick, right? There's 3 guys who are exactly the same. Well, wait, you got RJ Harrison here. Oh, wow, Miami came back to beat Texas. They were losing by 11 with like 10 minutes left in the game. And they came back to win that game. That's awesome. You love looking for personnels. What do you mean, Breeze? What are you talking about? Like you can see the better possibilities. Oscar Colas is the coolest. That's right. You're a White Sox fan. I forgot. Do I want Harrison? 4 years, 1.2. I think we just go Pleiss. Yeah. I mean, either one of them probably only last a year, so we'll give him 2 years at $1 million. That way, if we end up having to get rid of him, we're only paying for a year. Okay, so we got our trainer, we got our third base coach. Looks like Ben Johnson will sign with it. Ben Johnson accepts our offer. So we get our hitting coach. We get our third base coach. Let's go in here because I always forget to do this. Let's make sure that we set this the right way. Nope. Do it like that. All right. Oh, you're a Mets. I thought you were. I thought you were a White Sox fan. Maybe it just. I don't know. I don't know. Looks like we'll get our pitching coach as well. So yeah, guys, this is how I do things. I literally, I go a day at a time. I do things slowly. When I post videos, I usually will do a bit of it offline, but then most of it online. I'll sim the entire month of July a day at a time. Plyce is anxious to get started with us. That's good. So now we can go in and let's get scouting on everyone. Not crazy that you have to re-scout everybody on your team just because you signed a new scout. Like, you know, you should know who Dylan Cease is, and you should know who Luis Robert is. And yeah, FJ, that's what I do too. That's usually what I do too. Before I do anything, I go through and I make sure that I've hired all the people that I want. So I think we've hired everybody. So we can just sim up to a couple days before opening day. It's not Robert, it's Robert. I heard it last week. Yohan Moncada is healthy, so we can put him back on the roster. What was the other thing I was just thinking about? Yeah. That's the FJ. That's probably fishing. That brings up a good point. You are absolutely right. I am the same way. I can't deal with this. I just let the AI handle minor league personnel. I just can't deal with it. It's just way too much. It's not too much effort. I mean, exactly what I said. I heard somebody talking about him. It was a sports announcer, and he called him Robert. Yeah, I changed this too. I can't deal with. It's just too much effort. Too much. That's too much micromanaging for me. I just can't do it. Yeah, Josh, right. Check the filing cabinets. The last guy must have left something. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Tim Anderson is suspended for 2 games. He gets suspended at the end of last year? Huh, interesting. He's not hurt, so I got to go back in and I got to scout him now. I think the scouting is missing. Or did I get him? Did I get him in here? Where is he? He's not in here. Is he listed on the injury list? Yeah. Do it this way. Player list. There we go. There we go. Request scouting and request scouting. Nope. Request scouting. All right. Let's sim ahead a week. 12 to 17 million. I don't even know if that's a lot because I don't know how much they ask for. But in the online leagues that I'm in, one of them doesn't have, one of them doesn't use coaches, at least in the big leagues. One of them uses them in everywhere. And I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to do that. All right. A couple of days left. I don't think we have to make a lot of decisions in terms of cut downs. Yeah, we just got to send one person down, and it will be a pitcher. I'd like to get scouting reports before we do that, but I don't know that that's going to happen. So we'll just sim up a couple of days. Make sure we check the waiver wire on opening day. We got to send one player down. Santos can go to AAA. I want to go in and make sure that I have, we Get scouting on, it's just pitchers. I want to get scouting on all of my top prospects, but then I also want to lock down the AI development. I guess we'll go down to 45. Feels like as good a number as anything. Just on the prospects, though. Get scouting on these guys. Actually, let's do this first. Disable AI promotion. And then I got to go back and do it again. Okay, all right, that's what we're gonna go with then. It's Robert. I swear to you, I heard him called Robert on a sportscast less than a week ago, but we will go with Robert. You just opened him up in your drop pack, huh? I opened up my first perfect team packs in like 4 years today, and I got Dylan Cease, which was kind of cool. So we'll cross scouting reports. Let's get to opening day, and we will set our rosters, and then we'll get to Simmon. Yeah, I'd like to get up to the deadline. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. If it's anything like last night, it took just over 3 hours to get from opening day to the trade deadline, and I wasn't even at opening day here. So top prospects: Alvarez, Perez, Jordan Walker, Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Miller, Chorio, Taj Bradley, Anthony Volpe, Tyler Soderstrom, and Drew Jones. Have we moved up at all? In fact, we've dropped. We don't have a single top 100 prospect according to OSA, which is fine. I don't really care much about what OSA says. I think we got a couple of decent prospects, but that's just me. All right, pitching staff. We will start. So it wants Cease, Lynn, Giolito, Kopech, Clevenger. Lynn, Giolito. We're going to go Giolito as our number 2. Clevenger is our 4. Kopech is our 5. Dukeston, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And then from a reliever perspective, it wants Lopez as our closer, Kelly and Bummer as our setup men. Kind of like that. Graveman as our... I don't mind these setups, honestly. What does Diekman's ratings look like against lefties? Yeah, he's pretty good against lefties. He's okay against righties. I don't necessarily think I want to do that. Tanner Banks, emergency starting pitcher. I think we set Lambert as the emergency starting pitcher just because he's got better stamina. OSA stands for off. Yeah, oh, that was bad. That was bad. You're not wrong, but it was bad. And then from a lineup perspective, let's go ahead and clear the lineups. So the question is, do I want Anderson and Robert 2 and 3 or 1 and 2? No, I didn't. I didn't. Do I want Anderson and Robert 1 and 2, or do I want them 2 and 3? I feel like 2 and 3 makes the most sense. And then maybe Benny in the leadoff spot with the 55 eye and contact. Yeah, he's 55 and 60 against righties. He's not a bad leadoff hitter against righties, so I think we do that. So I think we go Benintendi in left, leading off. We'll go Robert batting second, Anderson batting third, like that. Makes it easier to edit. Yeah, I don't deal with any of that. I just send it to Chris and I let him deal with it. Batting fourth. And it's really not good beyond that. I mean, I guess it's probably Eloy, right? 60 and 60 against righties. Vaughn is 60 and 55. I guess it's Eloy as a designated hitter. And then I like going lefty, righty, lefty, but doesn't really look like we have that option here very much. And we are going to play opening day, and then we'll sim from there. So we'll get a look at the 3D engine, and kind of go from there. But yeah, what's Grandal against righties? 40, 55, 75. I feel like we do something like this. Maybe Grandal can get on and Vaughn can drive him in. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what we'll go with. What are we missing? Second base, third base, and right field. So that would make Moncada our third baseman. I would really rather have Anderson. Well, I guess the ratings are fine for short. Long term, he probably ends up at second, but that Andrews at third at short. I mean, Andrews at second, I guess. Who's our right? Gavin Sheets is our right fielder. Okay, so Gavin Sheets will play right, and then Andrews is our second baseman, right? I guess. Let's see what it wants to do with the depth chart. Not a whole lot, really. Not a whole lot. Yeah, we don't have a lot of. Our bench is not all that good. Zavala's not terrible, so let's get him in every third game just so Grandal doesn't get tired. Hands are Alberto. He's not really a first baseman at 5'11". I think Sheets is the backup first baseman. And then Reyes backs up in center and right. Yeah, Reyes will play right field every third game, and then Sheets can play first base every third game. Yeah, that'll work. Alberto at second, Gonzalez at short, or Alberto at third, Lurie Garcia at second. We've got we've got middle infielders for each of the three infield positions. It's weird. We'll copy that lineup and paste it. Probably make some changes. Not that we have a lot of lefties to actually make those changes with, but Victor Reyes is better against righties than he is lefties. The world's... you're going to make me read that, aren't you? The world's foremost expert on wasps walks into a record store and asks the clerk for the new 2023 Wasps soundtrack. The record store clerk gets the record and the expert asks to listen to it before buying it. The clerk plays the record and the expert stops him immediately. The expert says, "This isn't wasp sounds." The clerk looks confused and checks the record. Then he realized he was playing the B-side. That is fantastic. You have redeemed yourself. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Gavin Sheets can't hit lefties, so he can't be out there against lefties. So let's stick Reyes out there. I don't know that he has the arm for right. No, he really doesn't. Robert and Benny don't either, so I think we just go with what we have. Would have been better if he was listening to Wasp. Is that an actual band? We're at opening day, so let's, before we jump in and let the game play, let's waiver wire. Keston Hiura on the waiver wire. I mean, if those are his ratings, he's well worth it, but I don't think those are his ratings. You guys are killing me. You guys are just killing me, I swear. It's funny, but you guys are killing me. Justin Lawrence, 60 stuff, 70 movement, extreme ground ball pitcher, sinker slider pitcher, which I love. Albert Abreu with the Yankees. All these guys are really low. That's the problem. I think we're just going to hold off on the waiver wire at the moment, and we are going to play this game. I have 28 players on my roster. That would explain that. I thought... So we'll send Sosa down. I knew I had too many players up here. It just didn't make any sense. Alberto's probably the worst of the bunch is probably Garcia. but he signed for this year and next. I mean, I can't imagine anyone's going to be interested in Leury Garcia, but we'll see. Oh, you guys are killing me. You guys are absolutely killing me. Criticism was stinging. It's creative. You're all super creative. I'll give you that. We can get Mark Mathias. Just another middle infielder. Frees up a little bit of cash, though. Can we back off on this a little bit and just go 50? No. I wasn't even paying attention to this. Yeah, I guess. Let's see if they'll take that. And I think I just DFA Garcia. Like, that's how bad he is, and we just figure it out. Just DFA him. We do have to make changes now to the lineup, though. So Gonzalez back up at second and short. Reyes will back up at all three outfield positions. Same thing here. Gonzalez at second and short. Alberto at third. And then Sheets will back up in right. Alberto there. And then DH. I guess Alberto. Ugh, it's ugly. All right, now we can play the game against Houston. We'll take a look. And I think I just turn off management. I think we just let the game do its thing. If I can remember how to do that, right here. AI. Set all to the AI. All right, let's go. So we're going to go Benintendi, Robert, Vaughn. Oh, that's right, because Anderson is out. Jimenez, Grandal, Sheets, Moncada, Andrews, Eric Gonzalez, with Dylan Cease getting the start for them. Bregman, Abreu, Alvarez, Tucker, Pena, McCormick, Machado, Myers, Maldonado, with Christian Javier getting the start. Javier last year 11-9, 2.54 ERA. Mr. Shane, thank you for the follow. Let's and I am going to I'm going to turn the audio off. It is disabled already. Let's just go ahead and get started. We'll watch opening day here from Houston. That's going to make me throw up. All right, here we go. Benny leads off the fly ball to right. One away. This is really cool. I think this is probably my favorite thing about the new 3D engine is the spray chart. I absolutely love this. I don't play the game. I don't play games enough for this to really make a difference, but I absolutely love this. Anyway, let's keep going. Robert. 2 away. Why do pitchers raise one leg when they pitch? I don't know. Why don't you tell me? We go down in order in the first. Super replay is awesome too. Yeah, I was watching somebody. I don't remember who I was watching the other night, and he was showing the replay. When we get a replayable event, we will we'll take a look at it. So a couple runners on here right off the bat for Houston. Here's a strikeout of Alvarez. Tucker. It's going to be a single and an error out in right field. Yep. Run comes home. If they brace them both, they'd fall over. That's a good point. Jeremy Pena comes up, and he walks. So Houston threatening to break it open in the first inning. McCormick with a fly ball to right. That gets down for a run. It's 2-0 now. Machado strikes out. It's also illegal. Need to keep... that Duke is right. You got to keep one foot on the bag at all times. Ball gets away. It's 3-0. Not a good first inning for your Chicago White Sox. 3-1 on Myers. Ground ball to third, and we get out of the inning, only giving up 3 runs. So not great. Still early though. Still early. Jimenez draws a leadoff walk. Grandal walks, so 2 on and nobody out here in the second. Gavin Sheets will strike out. Moncada is hit by a pitch. We've loaded the bases with no hits. And that'll bring up Elvis Andrews with a chance to get us back into this game. And nice running catch out in center field. That drives in a run. And let's look at the super stats replay of that sac fly by Elvis Andrews. So you got the exit velocity, the launch angle, the type of pitch. Pretty cool stuff. I like it. I like it. All right, so 2 on, 2 outs, top of the second. Eric Gonzalez strikes out, so we do get a run back. I did not hear about the team that hired a Baker. Why don't you tell me about him? Maldonado with a home run. So we give the run right back. Not a good start here, Dylan. Bregman ground to the shortstop. Infield single. Wow, this is not pretty. Not pretty so far. Another ball gets away. Runners don't advance. Ground ball to the shortstop. Infield hit. This is not good. What frustrates you is when you load the bases, no out, and your team strikes out 3 times. Yeah. I mean, it happens in real life, though. So, I mean, you can't, you just sort of take it and go, all right. When we get an out, we give up another run. So Cease has given up 5 now in an inning and a third. Oof. NS, my friend, how are you, sir? It's 7-0. Not good for Dylan here in the early going. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, it's the first stream we've done in a long time. Let's get Tanner Banks up, I guess. Oh, I can't, right, because I'm not doing anything. The game is controlling the action. I forgot. Yeah, I haven't done a live stream since, I don't know. I don't remember when I stopped streaming. Probably November, December, sometime right around there. We are getting trucked here on opening day in Houston. There is the strikeout. 4 runs. We're down 7-1 here as we go to the third. Robert with our first hit of the year. A 1-out single to center. Fly ball to center. Catch is made. 2 away. And Javier has his 4th strikeout. So yeah, once we get through this game, we'll start simming quicker. Not expecting necessarily great things here from the White Sox in the first year. So, if we end up playing sub 500 ball, we'll move quickly. We will move quickly. What are we let's going? The leadoff single or the fact that we didn't give up a run that inning? Yasmani Grandal 0 for 0. Walked his last time up and flies out to right here. 0-2 to Sheets. Yeah. And the 2-2 to Moncada. So many ads. Ground ball to second. I apologize for the ads. Probably a retool on the fly because, Tim Anderson is, 31, but he's still potentially good for another 4 or 5 seasons. And Robert, I think, is a pitcher you can build around. I mean, there are some pieces, and they've got some decent prospects. So I don't want to tear it down to the studs. I don't think I need to. If we're in the race, I'll go for it. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but if we're in the race, we'll go for it. No reason not to. That's 2 straight innings without giving up a run. Something to be proud of. Elvis Andrews. Did Elvis just leave the building? He did. Elvis Andrews with his first home run of the year gets us within 5. Eric Gonzalez. Grounds it to the shortstop. 1 out. Benny rounds to the shortstop. 2 outs. And Luis Robert. He strikes out swinging. So we get another run back. Home run by Andrews. Yeah, I saw that. It was a 24-1 was the final score. With a base hit to center. That's right, a field goal and a safety. It won't take much. Jimmy Lambert out there now for his 3rd inning of work. So Cease went 2. Gave up 7 runs. Or didn't even go 2. Went an inning and a third, right? Yeah, and went an inning and a third. Throw down to second. Pena's out this time. 1-2 to Machado. There we go. Lambert's pitched 3 and 3 1/3 innings, something like that. 3 2/3 innings. Vaughn steps in. Bases load, or excuse me, full count. Base hit to left, so we get a leadoff single. Eloy to center. Catch made out there. And I think we just got 2 more back. Yes, we did. Is that Gavin Sheets? Oh, Yasmani. Yasmani takes it deep. So we're back in this one, guys. It's 7-4. Let's take a look at the replay of that one. Super stats replay, 99.4 accurate or exit velocity, 415 feet. Yasmani takes Christian Javier deep, and we are now down by 3. Gavin Sheets with the fly ball to left. The problem with that is the people that paid money, right? You know, the stadium, if they want to be open for all 9 innings so people can eat their hot dogs and drink their beer. And I don't necessarily disagree with you, but that obviously will never happen. So we get 2 more back. We are now down by 3. Oh, yeah, betting on baseball. There's that, too. So Lambert's back out there. He'll face Myers here. And that is a single to center, leading off the 6th. Maldonado. We bring in Kendall Graveman here now. Fly ball to center, 1 out. Mercy doesn't belong in sports. I did for those of you new to the channel, my side gig is that of freelance sports broadcaster. So I have a regular job, but then in my downtime, I do freelance sports broadcasting for some local colleges and high schools and things of that nature. And I did a baseball game last week did a high school game that ended after 2.5 innings. It was 17-0. So it belongs at some levels. We would have been there all night long if the mercy rule didn't exist. So I think it's important to have it there because I'd probably still be calling that game. That was a brutal one. Go to the 7th, up by 3. Or down by 3, rather. Excuse me. Andrews strikes out. Gonzalez strikes out. Back up to the top of the order with Benintendi. Benny flies out to left. Yeah, it was ugly. And the team that lost, they batted through. Like they were no hit in their 3 innings, and they had 1 above the minimum. So they had 10 players come to the plate in 3 innings. In the 2nd inning of the game alone, the team that won sent 17 men to the plate in the 2nd inning alone. Do I still get paid for that? I get paid per per game. So whether it goes 2 innings or 9 innings, I get paid the same. Unless it takes if it takes longer than a predetermined amount of time, I get paid more. So like if the game takes 5 hours, 4 hours, I get paid more than if the game takes 2. In that particular instance, I got paid the same for 2.5 innings, yes. Black Knight and King Arthur, yes. 'Tis just a scratch. Go to the 8th. Still down by 3. Luis Robert leads off and flies out to center. 1 away. Andrew Vaughn now. He draws a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Eloy. Strikes out, and Yasmani now. Flies out to center, so we strand a base runner. Your first game in 9th grade, you lost 124-22. Playing basketball, you were drastically over. Yeah, I mean, there's at certain levels, I think it's okay. A game where you're getting absolutely steamrolled can do more harm than good to, kids that are 7 and 8 years old. But once you get into high school, I'm fine with it. If you get blown out, you get blown out. You learn from it and you move on. But when you're 8 and you get blown out, I think it's a different story. That's just my take. So we haven't given up a run now in 6 innings, but it looks like we're going to come up a little short here. We need 3 in the 9th off Ryan Presley. It'll be Sheets, Moncada, and Andrews. There's a line out to left. I didn't say anything about participation trophies. I don't think everybody that tries out for a team should make the team. I think there's absolutely character building in that. If somebody's better than you, they're better than you. But as we lose 7-4, Presley strikes out a couple in the 9th. We made a valiant effort, but couldn't overcome the horrid start of Dylan Cease. 7 runs, 6 of them earned in an inning and a third. We got great bullpen work from Lambert, Graveman, and Ruiz, but not enough, and we lose 7-4. So now we just start simming along here. Any frustrating things with the game so far? I mean, FJ, you and I have been talking at length all week about the game. If there was something that was frustrating me, you would have heard about it. Other than RJ Mayer not developing into the all-world players that I want, no, nothing frustrating. You had 3 guys quit after that game. Yeah, and I don't. We got swept by Houston, or I guess we're playing Game 4 today. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting blown out. Again, I just think when you're 7 and 8, it's more about learning the game and learning. Like I'm part of this Facebook group, and I try to stay off Facebook because it's absolute trash, but. I'm part of this Facebook group for a high school program that I call Basketball Games For. And most of the people that are in that group, I shouldn't say most, that's unfair. There's a handful of people that are in that group. We need to win here. That suffer from a severe case of back in my day itis, where they talk about how everything was better back in their day and how, all of, and they posted the Illinois Mr. Basketball. It's a kid named Jeremy Fears who plays down in Joliet. He's going to Michigan State next year, and he was named Illinois Mr. Basketball. He averaged like 19, 5, and 5. So he didn't, stats weren't ridiculous, but he was the best player in the state. And they were posting about how like bad this kid is because of his stats. And I'm sitting here going like, dude, come on. This is high school. This is a high school sport. It's like, I get that you want to win, but it's about learning the game and learning the skills. And it was bothering me. Because I'm so embedded in youth sports, I tend to have some pretty I don't know, aggressive's the wrong word, but pretty intense thoughts on youth sports and the state of youth sports, yeah. Jeezy Blue Moon is Craft. Thanks for following. Breeze, after being trashed in your second year, you're 7-0. When the draft pool was revealed, Marcelo Meyer became a 55 OVR, and you promoted him from AAA to Major League Baseball. My season is looking like yours with the Rockies. It makes you feel slightly better. Yeah, it's been a rough start here for the White Sox. You also have no idea what kind of offense. Also, they have no idea what kind of offense they. Right, yeah, and that was my point. I said, look, because one of the guys he said, back in my day, I averaged 29 points a game and I wasn't even Mr. Basketball. I said, well, your stats mean absolutely nothing. Your stats mean literally nothing. Maybe he averaged 19, 5, and 5 because that's what was best for his team. And it just, it really bothers me. Wait until a kid, even then, if he's playing, and we lose Robert for 4 weeks. If he ends up playing the role that's given to him, then, can you really blame him? Can you really say that he is not performing? He can only perform as within the role that's given to him, right? Within the role that he has. Who do we call up? Call up Kolas? Yeah, maybe. Maybe he was playing with Teen Wolf and Air Bud. Who do we call it? Do we call up Cespedes? Let's call up Kolas. Let's give Kolas a shot. We will put him in right field here against righties, and Victor Reyes will come in and he'll play center, and I'm not all that concerned about the batting order, so we'll do that. Different era, different game. Yeah, 100%. You are 100% different era, different game. Although I am definitely in the MJ is better than LeBron category. That's just he refuses to be demoted. Lurie Garcia. I am. Did we get a response to the trade offer and I deleted it? I'm sure that's what happened. And now I have to cut him because I'm definitely in the LeBron is better than LeBron, or MJ is better than LeBron category. Right. Like you look at Joe Namath's stats, right? Like Joe Namath threw more interceptions than touchdowns in his career, but he's considered one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And there's an argument that can be made that that he isn't, but he played within the way the game was set in his time. So what do we do with Garcia? I'm kind of all over the place here, but Garcia, we probably just need to cut him at this point, right? Let's see if... Oh, neither would I. I don't... If somebody has a bad game, I refuse to trash them. For me, it's... Okay. For me, it's more... my least favorite athlete in the world is Kyrie Irving. Without question. My least favorite professional athlete is Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie does, and LeBron James as well. LeBron James, the man, is a wonderful human being. He built a school. He pays for tuition for all those kids. He's done some amazing things. Kyrie Irving's he did something recently where he donated like $35,000 to a charity. Kyrie Irving can do some really great things. He's a great basketball player. Absolutely my least favorite athlete of all time, Kyrie Irving, without a doubt in my mind. Why are the Yankees offering me Oswaldo Cabrera for Lurie Garcia? We're gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to put Garcia back on the roster here for a day until we can get an answer. So let's just do this. See, I don't care about, okay, so now all of a sudden you won't make that deal. It's really weird. This is one thing that I've noticed. You put this up here and go, all right, well, what will it take? I offer 75%. You make me an offer. And then yeah, right. Trevor Plouffe has more home runs than Honus Wagner. And you're right, Random Task. If you put Babe Ruth against Aroldis Chapman, Babe Ruth probably strikes out 7 times out of 10. He wasn't facing... 100 mile an hour with, 93 mile an hour sliders. He just wasn't. So it's not to say that Babe Ruth is a bad pitcher. All right, so I guess we designate him again. That was weird. That was really weird. We'll see if I'll make another offer here in couple of days and see if we get anything different. But yeah, that was strange. Want to do some simming because I do want to get up at least to the draft here tonight. So we win our second game of the season finally. Benintendi 3 for 5, Victor Reyes 4 for 5, Tim Anderson 3 for 5. Top of the order, doing work. Gavin Sheets had a couple of hits, Moncada with 3 hits. Lynn picks up the victory. Yeah, probably. And, I mean, but again, if Babe Ruth played today and, he was, if he was Babe Ruth, like if he was the drinking and smoking and, the guy that he was back then, now he's John Kruk, right? But that's right, Random. That's what I'm thinking about with modern advancements, modern medical advancements. If you can convince Babe Ruth not to drink, maybe he is a 350 hitter with 50 home runs now. Yeah, right. It's hard to say. But if you took Babe Ruth from 1927 and stuck him in front of, Hunter Green, and Hunter Green's throwing 104 miles an hour, I don't know that Ruth can get that bat on, because that bat was didn't he use like a 47-ounce bat or something? He used like a log to go up there and swing, and you can't get it around on 103. Colas 4 for 5, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Well, I think Oscar wants to stay here in the big leagues after a hot start to the season. We win back-to-back games. We're 3-6. It's a fun conversation, though, right? To talk about it, but it's just hard because, again, modern medicine has made it so that that's a bad game. Dylan Cease 1-1 with an 8.79. Lucas Giolito 0-2 with a 10.57. Let's go. Not a great start here to our pitching staff. Offensively, we've been okay. 6th in runs scored, but we have 6.67. It's probably in the 80s, right, Chris? Probably in the upper 80s. Maybe hitting 90. Yeah, and I said, that's another great point. It's not just that Ruth was better than everybody else. He was out homering teams. The numbers he was putting up, we just got swept in a doubleheader. The numbers he were putting up were comical. So it's impossible to rate. But yeah, Ruth was so much better. And I asked this question in my Discord, which, by the way, I'm gonna do a little self-promotion here. I think this is how this works. No, that's not my Discord. This is my Discord. Join my Discord. Come and hang out with us. Posted on my Discord. I asked the question if Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player ever. Not the best pitcher, not the best hitter, but the best baseball player. And I think there's got to be an argument for it, right? That Ohtani is the best baseball player, especially if he can do another couple of years at what he's doing right now. Next time you see that, you should have them. Yeah, right. Yeah, call one of them out and say, why don't you take this kid one-on-one and let him do some work on you, for sure. They make the offer again, but they're going to come back and tell us no again. So, it's fine, I guess. We can just sort of screw around with the waiver wire here for a few minutes. You don't think that's a question? So do you think he is the best baseball player of all time? Again, not necessarily the best hitter, but the best baseball player. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. I think the longevity is an issue, but like you said, give him 3 more years. And that's the way I feel about it too. If he can give, even if he's got an incredibly high peak and it's short, like let's say Ohtani gives you 6 years at what he's doing right now. You have to assume that given that he's pitching and hitting, that he's not going to play as long as some other people would because he's doing both. But I think if he gives you 6, I think, I think he is. So we're going to make this deal. We're going to go ahead and give him Jason Matthews as well. And one of the things you can see now is the trading reputation. So we're going to pick up Oswaldo Cabrera from the Yankees in exchange for Lurie Garcia. We're going to retain 80%, which, whatever, I don't care. And Jason Matthews. And you'll see our trading reputation will go up, which in theory will make it easier for us to complete trades as we go forward. So let's go ahead and complete that deal. See, our reputation went up. We get a scouting report now on Cabrera. Let's put him on the 40-man. We'll stick him in AAA for now. Let's get a scouting report. Yeah, it's a good deal. Even if his rate, even if these are his ratings, it's still a better deal. I obviously hope that contact is indeed a 70, but I can imagine it will be, but we'll see. Get Alberto back out. He has to clear waivers. All right, so we'll give him a couple of days. Moyer and Ohtani in that order. Jamie Moyer was something to behold, man. Threw in the 70s and just kept getting people out. We're 4-12. Not a good start to our season. Oscar Colas leads us in home runs. That's nice to see. Maybe somebody can build. Like I said in my offline save with the Red Sox, Colas put up 50 home runs in 2025. He just had this argument with a friend. He is without a doubt the most unique, but he has to have more time pitching healthily for you to consider it. Also, his best OPS plus was 157. Trout has like 10 or 11 seasons that are better than that. You understand the hit and pitch thing. Trout has done things that haven't been accomplished since Babe Ruth. And that's a great argument, which is why I'm saying longevity. I mean, if Ohtani can give you 6 more seasons at what he's doing, both pitching and hitting, he's got to be in that conversation. Ohtani's changeup is more velocity than Moyer's fastball. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Do we have the draft pool, right? Where are we picking? Where do we pick? Tell me we don't have a first-round pick. 15th. Okay. It thinks we are going to take Riley Jackson. It's unlikely that I take a high school catcher, but we'll see. I got to do some simming. We just got to get through a few days here. Another loss. Wait, are we talking about if Ohtani is going to be better than Trout? No, not necessarily. Just about where Ohtani lands. You would agree with Ohtani wasn't really an elite pitcher. He was either hurt or not very good until then. Yeah, I mean, he picked it up last year. We are so bad. First of all, let's go ahead and add pitch counts. It's probably something I should have done early on. What is going on? Even our... We just brought in Castro. Got good relationships. Just let it ride here for a little bit. Never seen Trout pitch. Argument irrelevant. Worst thing in the world would be for Trout to get out there and throw a pitch and blow out his arm or something, right? And are we gonna win a game? We're 4-16. This is just awful. Like, I didn't think we'd be great, but I didn't think we'd be this bad. We may have to fire the pitching coach that we just hired. Do I have pitcher hooking changed? No, I don't. Let's go ahead and set this. Starting pitcher. The thing is, I wouldn't hook Cease early. There'd be no reason to. He's my best pitcher. But he had one good start. He's been so bad. He's got a bit of a slow hook, so we'll speed that up a tad. Let's look at all of our starters, I guess. I mean, not that because our bullpen has been awful too. I'll just leave Lynn where it is. Clevenger's been awful. He's got a quick hook. Art imitates life. Fred the Baker, thanks for following. Rick Ankiel pitched and hit 2. He ain't better than Trout. Rick Ankiel, man, I remember when he lost it. But to see him come back and hit like he did for at least a couple of years right off when he came back, that was nice to see. You like to see people like that kind of rebound. All right, so Moncada, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Lynn picks up the victory. 15-2. Holy hell. There we go. We lose Grandal. We win a game and lose our starting catcher for 6 weeks. We win 4-2. Cease picks up the win. Colas with another home run. I don't know that we can send him down when Robert is healthy. 853 OPS, 133 OPS plus. Crepe Audine, thanks for the follow. Catcher. We need another catcher because Grandal is hurt. Carlos Perez. I think it's Carlos Perez, right? Yeah. That means Zavala is now our starting catcher. Sebi. Move him down in the lineup, though, because he can't hit as well. Get Perez out there every few games. We need Alberto back in there as our backup third baseman. And then we don't... Oh, Victor Reyes, right, is our backup center fielder. Right. Yeah, and as it is, we had a raid. We were raided with like 220 people or something like that. And yeah, we got a lot of people hanging around because of drops and that sort of thing. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's certainly a large number for me, right? Like you guys, I think last night on my channel where I was doing a stream last night, I had like 25 to 30 people, and that's usually where we sit. So yeah, it's nice to see. Crochet is ready to come back. Who would I rather have on my team 2018, Chris David or the Angels 2021? I don't know who Chris David is. We're going to send Crochet on a rehab assignment because he's been out for the year. Yeah, I don't know who Chris David is. Should I know who Chris David is? Is he an actual baseball player? No. I don't know who Chris David is. You're going to have to fill me in. Hey, we won 2 games in a row. Chris Davis. I'd rather have me out there than Chris Davis. The 2021 Albert Pujols, 100%. At least people come to see Pujols. Like even bad Pujols, people still want to come to see him. We win 4-3 in extras. Kopech goes 6. Have I had a chance to play the new? No, I haven't. I haven't had a chance to play the college basketball game. For me, it releases at a weird time. I tend to only play games when they're in season, so to speak. So like that's why I stopped streaming this when baseball season ended because I was on to something else. The Alberto, anybody want him? So yeah, it just releases at a weird time for me. Have there been any major changes from previous seasons? Because I know there wasn't a lot of difference between 22 and 21. But that is another series and series of games that I like. Sam Mole, a lefty with a sure. That works. I'm okay with that. Designate. Put Robert back out there. Get him back out in the game, out there in center field. Robert, center field. We got Colas in right now, and Robert in center, Benintendi in left. And we are 7-20. We have to send them somebody who isn't good. Sure, you want Riley Jepson? Sure. Complete the deal. Cool. What else do we got to do? Yeah, Jimenez isn't hitting, so we will tweak the lineup here a little bit. Rotation is settling down a tad. Cease and Giolito both have their ERAs under 10 now, but yeah, it's been ugly. Been ugly. And we get swept, and we are at the end of April. I'm going to grab another drink. I'm just going to go right over to the other side of my computer. Be back in 15 seconds. And yes, I do stream and basically spend most of my life in pajama bottoms because I work from home and this is my my dress attire. So Colas gets worse. It averaged down to 244, but still a little bit of pop. Vera gets worse. You've recently reviewed, I'm assuming it's Draft Day Sports, college basketball. RJ Mayer's a 35-40. Wow, let's go. It's happening. It's happening. Vera not pitching well. Nobody in my system is pitching well right now. That's interesting. Cabrera gets worse. Yeah, okay, so he is closer to what we saw, but that's still better than what we had. So I'm good with that. Matthew Thompson gets worse. He's another borderline pitching prospect. Colson Montgomery coming along. I don't know that he's a third baseman, but we'll find a spot for him. Yuck. Noah Schultz gets a little worse. Control drops. Yeah, no, that's not good. That's not good. We also don't have any money, which is why I didn't change player development. We've got 6.75 into player development, 4.8 for the draft, 1.7 for international amateurs. So we don't have a lot of money to invest into player and development, which I really want to do. Our payroll jumps next year, which isn't great. Well, actually, it'll drop because we won't bring back Lynn. We won't bring back Hendricks. We will re-sign Anderson. So we may have a little bit of money next year. Clevenger won't be back. Kelly won't be back. Yeah, so we might be able to do something. But yeah, this is a rough month. We're just going to keep going along here. FJ, I will not play another offline series once I'm done with the Red Sox. I'll just keep going as long as I can because I'll be doing this and the Cubs, and that'll take up so much of my time. Benny with a couple of hits. Cease pitches 6. Pitches well. Bummer gets the win. Another win. Back-to-back wins over the Twins. Let's go. Tim Anderson at 309. We got to get Jimenez out of that cleanup spot. He's just not hitting. Giolito 6 shutout innings. Let's move Vaughn up. Let's move Eloy down to the 6 hole. We're going to leave Eloy batting cleanup against lefties. The ratings are still manageable. He's actually somebody that I may look to move. It's a long-term deal for somebody who's a bad DH. But I don't want to. Those of you who watch me play know that I'm not. I don't want to just dump the entire team. I want it to be somewhat realistic. So I will make a couple of trades here and there, but I'm not going to gut the team in year one. It's just not how I do things. Benintendi hits his first 2 home runs of the season in this game. Zavala homers, Moncada homers. Lynn goes 4 2/3. Like what we're seeing from Colas, 267, 309, 511. And FJ, if I wasn't doing these Let's Plays, I probably would do the same thing. I'm not selling the farm and going all in. Stop it. Quit trying to get me to do things I don't want to do. Gary Crochet, I gotta get scouting on him. Scouting report. 3 outings so far. Reed, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. So we do have a couple of players in AAA who are young who could potentially help us. Cabrera and Crochet. No, random task. I haven't. That's so this year. Am I too scared? I'm 10 and I'm 11 and 24. I'm gonna sell the farm. No, I didn't. I think this year what we might do is run the White Sox until we're done with them. I'd like to do another draft to glory. Those are fun, but I think we'll do a couple of 1-year challenges prior to that, just because those are one stream kind of things. So that should be fun. All right, keep going. SSJ Raditz, thank you for the follow. Another win. We're up to 12 victories now on the season, guys. Things are starting to come along for the White Sox. Zavala hitting .355. Look at Zebi. Let's go. I drafted Chu. Well, he ended up... I meant to tell you this, Josh. He ended up with an ERA of like 12 in his first year. It was not good. It was not good. I'm going to give the knuckleballer a chance to develop, but it was not good at all. All right, we're playing some better ball. We're 5-4 in our last 9 or something like that. Eloy goes 3 for 4, average up to 235. And Benintendi, 2 more hits, 3 more RBIs. Okay. Of course, now we're going to play Houston and get swept, but starting to play some better baseball here a little bit. We went 4-3 and 10. He is young. Yeah, you let the knuckleballer develop, right? You let the knuckleballer develop. Zavala, 2 more hits. Robert, 2 hits and 5 at bats. Cease goes 6 2/3. Has that ERA under 5 now. So it's definitely been a tale of 2 months, a 1.42 ERA here so far in May. So we got down big early, but we're trying to make a push here in the month of May. Oh, FJ, that's right, Jaden Rudd. Forgot about him. You haven't bought one since 20, which you play a lot. There's been a lot that's changed in the last 4 years. Yeah, Jaden Rudd is somebody I kind of stand for a little bit after watching him in the World Baseball Classic. The problem is with trading set on high, like I have to give up so much to get him. I tried doing this in my offline save and it just didn't work. Like you offer them like a comparable player and they just sort of laugh in your face. So if I offer this, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't anticipate it's going to work. Yeah, I don't know what you wanted me to call you, but SSJ. Yeah, a lot has changed, in the last 4 years. A lot of quality of life type things. We lose Graveman for 3 weeks. Probably a good time now to call up Crochet. Yeah, a lot has changed in the last 4 years, and a lot of quality of life stuff. The trade AI is better. There's just a lot going on, so it's wouldn't be terrible to pick up. I mean, I would think 23 would be super cheap right now as well. So if you don't want to dive into the $40 or whatever 24 costs, grab yourself 23. Yeah, see, like they're willing to do it, but I have to give them like another good player, and I don't want to do that. But I really want Jaden Rudd. He's not particularly good. I never expect him to develop, but just from how he did in the World Baseball Classic, he's somebody that I like. So we'll keep an eye on him, and maybe we'll make another run at him here a little bit. 23. Oh, it's $20. Well, that's not terrible. I mean, 23 is still a good game. It was, buggy out of the chute. But, by the time they patched it and stuff, it was fine. 24 is far less patchy than, far less buggy initially than 23 was. Robert, a couple of hits, couple RBIs. Gavin Sheets hits his first home run of the season. Crochet pitches 2 2/3 innings in his first outing this season, striking out 3. That's nice. Another game here against the Indians. Yeah, I saw that too, Josh. We win again against Cleveland. Speaking of not having Out of the Park 24, I'll make the announcement again. Next Sunday, we will be giving away a copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24. In order to be eligible for that copy, you need to follow both my Discord at Around the World Sports and follow the GM General Manager Games Discord, and then just send me a message on Discord showing me that you are members of each Discord channel. And next Sunday, we will be giving away a key to Out of the Park 24. So SSJ, maybe join my Discord, join General Games Discord, and be here next Sunday, and maybe you can win a copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24. Yeah, right at the beginning, FJ, right when the game first started, they had like 5-star rated college pitchers coming out of the draft. Yep, absolutely. Kolas with his 7th home run of the year. Kopech picks up his first win. Better month of May than we played in April for sure. We were 7-20, I think, in something like that in April. 7-22. 7-20. We're 9-7 here in May. A winning record here in May. But yeah, if you want to get a free copy of Out of the Park Baseball, that's what you got to do to get that. So join my Discord, join the GM Games Discord, send me a message. We will enter you, and next Sunday I'll announce, you got to be here to win, so I'll announce the time that I'm going to announce the winners, and we'll go from there. So Moncada homers twice, Reyes with a homer, Benintendi with a home run. We keep playing decent ball here in May. We're only 7 games out of the AL Central Division lead. Walk this one off in the bottom of the 9th. A Victor Reyes home run. It was Victor Reyes at the bottom of the 9th. Walks it off. Let's go. Giolito with 5 shutout. Stop it. Stop it. Another win. We keep winning. We keep winning. Vaughn, a couple of hits, cup in an RBI. Lance Lynn, 5 2/3 shutout. I'm hoping that the way I have our settings, where am I going here? That the current year stats weight that some of the players, if we have some players that are performing that we want to move, that their current year stats will help that. Selling the farm is absolutely better than tanking, but I mean, we are still 10 games out of first place, or 10 games under 500. So see what happens with this Cleveland series here. We lose the first game. I was going to say, if we win all 3 games and we get within 4 games of first place, then maybe I could be convinced. But we've just lost 2 in a row, and now Lance Lynn wants to be traded. I'll see what I can do to accommodate. Once we get to June 1st. Had I sold the farm, you're right. Had I sold the farm, I might have won all 3 of those games instead of losing 2 out of 3. You are absolutely correct. Jimenez has that average up to 264. Clevenger's 3-5. 8 games out. 8 games out of a wild card. Still within reach. Still within reach. If we can get hot. Oh, we got Dylan Cease diagnosis pending. There we go. Let's see how bad this is. What do you think? Torn ACL? Is it an ACL? Before I click finish today, what are we dealing with Dylan Cease? Is this an ACL injury? Let's see. It is an ACL injury. Or a UCL injury, rather. Excuse me. We lose Dylan Cease for the year. There we go. There it is. That is the sign that it is not meant to be. Moncada for Kingery straight up. I love seeing the comments come in after, because I'm ahead of the thing here. So, Yeah, we lose Cease for the season, and we lose him for 13 months, 13 to 14 months. That is as bad as it gets without it being a career-ending injury, so that one hurts. That one hurts. Yeah, right. No, you're absolutely right. Just draft an elite pitcher late in the in the draft, and we should be good. So Giolito. Anybody have any interest in Lucas? We get Kyle Freeland, who signed to a worse contract. That's awesome. Doug, thank you for the follow. Yeah, half of next year too. It's not pretty. It ain't pretty. Joe Kelly. Somebody wants Joe Kelly. Right? Zach Greinke. Ugh. Is it this year and next? He's got a team option, so I don't necessarily care. But there are players like Atlanta's got a team option. Moncada's having a good year. Anybody interested in Yohan? I don't want veterans. Nobody. What if I retain half his contract? Wow. Yeah. Trading difficulty on hard is indeed hard, especially when you can't lean on the make this work now option. So if we retain 75%, we can get a bunch of bad players. Well, Brandon Hughes isn't terrible, but he's also hurt. I feel like the trading AI is actually a little too harsh, like almost unrealistically stringent. It can be. I mean, we got a good deal earlier in the year. Picking up Cabrera from the Yankees for. I mean, we had to retain the majority of the contract, but yeah, trading is hard. Trading is not easy. Vaughn's up to a 70. Okay, he's hitting 212. Benintendi. Does anybody? We can't shop any more players. I think sim ahead a couple of days. I know you can, but I guess my concern, and I can go in and change, and I can go in and turn it off whenever I want. I just where am I going here? My concern is I don't want to abuse it. Like I don't want to abuse the make this work now option. That's why I have it turned on. If you guys want me to turn it off, I'll turn it off. Was I on OSA scouting? No, I was on mine. You guys want me to turn it off, or do you want me to leave it on? You want me to leave hard mode on, or turn it off? It doesn't matter to me either way. I was just showing out the new function of the game. Signing a quality free agent is still too easy. It can be. I noticed that. I did also notice though that the teams do a better job of keeping their own. As we win 1 out of 2 in that doubleheader. The AA does a better job of re-signing their own players, which is obviously a good thing. So Jimenez, 4 RBIs. I mean, our top 4 hitters aren't terrible. Moncada's having an okay season. Our pitching staff is so bad. Make it work now. It can be abused because you can make minor tweaks and fleece the opposing team. They didn't fix the underlying problem with AI training. You're absolutely right. They what does my boss say? He says you put out the fire, you don't deal with the pyromaniac, right? Like you're putting out the fire, which is the trading AI is easy to manipulate. So I think, well, just for the sake of making things maybe a little bit easier and not quite as frustrating, I think we'll turn off hard mode, and that will allow us to do the make it work option, which will make things a little bit more, I guess, fluid here with this playthrough. Another win. So we're running the 10th, running the 11th. Hold on to win. Colas 2 for 4 with his 8th home run. Zavala 2 more hits, 2 more RBIs. Kelly picks up the win. Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any idea how to do it. So, I say it's easy to manipulate, but I don't know how hard it is to make it hard to manipulate. You know what I mean? So, I don't have any idea. Vaughn 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Lopez gets the win. Let's get to June 1st. Just have some house rules. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what those house rules would be, but um, maybe we limit the number of times we can click make that work. To just limit the amount we can abuse it. Tanner Banks can go to AAA. We'll call Graveman back up. Put him in as a long reliever. Like you can make it work probably twice in an action. Yeah, right. And that's what you're trying to limit, right? The number of times that you do that and spend an hour and a half clicking make this work. It just is dumb. But we all do it, right? We all do it. So June 1st, that means we have player development. What do we got for player development? Lopez drops. Crochet gets worse. Anybody of real note here get better? Veras looks okay. I guess. Just okay. Not a lot going on in the White Sox minor league system right now. Overall trading is much better compared to 21. Yeah, Sparky, it is. You never used make it work, but you also never played on hard mode. Yeah, I don't know. To me, I find the way I used to justify it was that trading was so strict on hard mode that if I could make it work, then I considered that good enough, right? Because it's hard to find a deal that works for you. So you also bump up the difficulty in favor. I don't, FJ, I don't like bumping up the prospect slider all the way because then that completely eliminates the possibility of trading for prospects, which still happens. It doesn't happen as much, but it happens, which is why I leave it in the middle. Do I normally play data? Yeah, always. I like to look at the box scores of the games I win. It gives me a little bit more I get invested a little bit more in the players and that sort of thing. It's how I always play. I am not a speed demon. These streams are slow for sure. But yeah, I always do day to day. Just 3 to 4 ticks. Okay, yeah. I used to. I think up until 20, I don't know, 22 or 23. I used to do the hard. I used to play all the way up on hard difficulty and all the way up on favoring prospects. And it's impossible to trade for a prospect in that instance. So I don't know. To me, it just seemed more unrealistic than bumping that slider down to the middle and then saying, all right, well, I can potentially get potentially get a prospect out of it. You get your yo mama, it's I like the I don't know. I guess I just like going slow with these. It's how I've always done it. I used to play every game. I used to go and I used to one pitch every single game that I played. I don't have the patience for that anymore, but yeah, random task has it. I usually do 3 to 4 hour streams and I get through about half a season. She's not wrong. He's not wrong. And a lot of that is because of this, right? There's just a lot of conversation back and forth that, I don't want to say the game is secondary, but, there's a lot of conversation about other things. Playing every game is very well. That's where I got my start, was with Baseball Mogul. That's how I started playing these games, was with Baseball Mogul back in like 03, 04. I'm just such a numbers geek that I like looking at the individual box scores and going, oh, look, Moncada's got his average all the way up to 286. And I don't know. When I do, because I will play this game I will do I will do one non-live stream a week. I'll record a video. Um, um, I will record a video during the week as well. So like this one, my goal is to get up to the draft here tonight in the next hour and a half, which may or may not happen. My goal is to get up to the draft, and then next episode I will sim day by day up until we get to the deadline, and then I'm gonna leave I'm gonna switch it around. We'll have Zavala come in every second game, and then what I'll do is I'll play offline. Like if we're completely out of it, I'll play offline the last couple months of the year, and just come back at that point. So like when I do an actual like game at home, and I'm not live streaming it, I will sim some of that stuff kind of offline. That's what's great about OTP. You can play it in so many different ways. Yeah, you're absolutely right, your mama. You're absolutely correct. And FJ, you're probably right. You're probably right. And I prefer I guess I would just rather play fewer seasons and be more invested than to try to sim 2-3 seasons and then look up and see what happens, because some of these careers move too quickly, right? Like we draft players. Okada's having a nice season. We draft players and I want to see them develop and I want to see them grow, but I want it to take time. I don't want to like blink and go, oh, their career's over with now. Grandal is somebody I think we might want to trade if possible. Framber Valdez from Houston for Grandal and 65% retained. That's a huge contract, though. It's a huge contract, but he's been good. Jazz McCormick's a good defensive outfielder, which you don't really need. I mean, if Valdez hadn't signed that long-term deal, I'd do it in a heartbeat, and I'm even considering it now. Excuse me. How old is he? He's 29. Yeah, contract takes him until he's 30-something, 34, 35. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. All right, we'll keep going. We will end up making some deals here. 28 and 37. So we've played basically 500 ball. We're 21 and 15 in May and June. We've actually played really good baseball over the last month and a week here. How's the 3D mode work with Sim? I mean, they've added to it. They've added some neat features to it. The replay is pretty neat. The spray chart graphic overlay is pretty neat. The 3D player graphic looks pretty cool. Like they put names and numbers on everybody's jerseys, which is kind of cool. But in terms of how it works with the sim, if you sim, you don't play, so you don't get a chance to see it. But it looks pretty neat. I think. Another win. We're out of the race. We're 10 games out here, but last couple months we've played some good baseball. It's encouraging. It's encouraging for the players that we want to build around. Lose 2-1. Lose 6-5. We get swept. Clevenger has no desire to play here. I don't have a desire for you to play here either, but I don't think anybody wants you. we've made some good time here in June, I think. We'll get to the draft here relatively soon. Yeah, nobody wants Clevenger at 90% retained. So, I mean, we have players that just nobody wants. I have a feeling we might just have to eat it this year and then turn down all of the team options for all of those players in the offseason. Yeah. Nobody even wants Clevenger with 100% retained because we have, like, next year our payroll jumps up to 189 million, but that's 18 from Lynn, so that's down to 171. Another 29 from Hendrick, or number 15 from Liam Hendricks. So 171 minus 15 is 156. Another 9.5 from Joe Kelly is it's going to be, say, 146-ish. Another 12 from Clevenger takes us down to 130. Another 4 for Diekman takes us down to 126. So in theory, we're going to cut about $60 million off of our payroll just in team options and players whose contracts expire next season. So we should have a lot of money to do a lot of stuff with if we hold on to everybody that we want, you know. Yeah. So that's good. That's a large chunk of money that we will be able to remove from our payroll. And then Moncada the next year is out. Will probably decline his team option as well. All right. So who comes up now? We have another injury. Gregory Santos will make his debut. We won this game 7-1. Benintendi scored 4 runs. Vaughn 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Clevenger gets the win. So next year is encouraging. If we look at the potential, there's, you know, and I've played through 3 opening days now at this point of year, or 3. I've played through the first season in 3 different worlds, if you will. And there's one free agent who shows up every time, and it looks like he's not there. Did the Angels sign Shohei? They certainly did. That's a great contract, too. 6 years, $191 million. So he is off the books. No showtime. No showtime for the White Sox this season, but Aaron Nola's a potential free agent. That's it in terms of quality starting pitching. Matthew Boyd's okay, but Aaron Nola might not be a bad option if Philadelphia doesn't re-sign him. From an offensive perspective, there's not a lot there. Not a lot there. Chapman, bring him in at third base and go from a bad defensive third baseman to a good one. And not a lot there from a free agent perspective. So we're going to have a lot of money, but I'm not sure we'll be able to do anything with it. Not going to trade for Matt Brash today. I mean, I could. Mariners have him starting. What would it take to get a Matt Brash from Seattle? We do need pitching. We certainly need pitching. So what does Seattle want? Is Seattle, what can we trade them off of our big league roster that they would want? Would they want Reynaldo Lopez? His contract is up. He'll need to think about it. So here's we're gonna do 2 make works per day. Matt Brash got 2 elite pitches. Yeah, he's not hurting this one. He's hurting our Cubs playthrough, but we'll potentially bring him back. Cease for Brad. No. Let's make this work. So you want, yeah. I could give you Elvis Andrews. We could just move Sosa, call Sosa up right now. Reynaldo Lopez and Elvis Andrews, we bring in Matt Brash. I think we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger here. That gets us a new starter. Let's do it. Players in the clubhouse are upset to see Elvis Andrews leave, but those are 2 players we weren't bringing back. So FJ, there we go. You get your wish. We bring in a Matt Brash. Stick him right into the rotation, and we'll piss off Clevenger by putting him in the bullpen. And then we will call up Lennon Sosa. And and he will get the start at second. See, that's how we do things here on this channel. You guys tell me what to do, unless it's go all in. And Brash, all he has to do is walk to the other locker room. Look at that. We're playing Seattle. All he has to do is walk to the other locker room. Unless you're telling me to go all in when we're 20 games under 500, I typically will do whatever you tell me to do. There we go. Matt Brash. Julio, yeah, I wish. So we win 8-0. That's back-to-back wins over the Mariners. We're closing in on 500. Don't forget, we were 6-22 or something like that at one point. Tim Anderson, 3 for 5, 4 RBIs. Look at Sosa. Lennon Sosa in his debut, 4 for 4. So that worked out. Oscar Colas. Why would we want Julio Rodriguez? He's being outperformed by Oscar Colas. So why would we want him? He's also being outperformed by Luis Robert. Let's keep going. So we got like an hour to get through the draft here. I got to go back to work tomorrow. I've been on vacation all week playing out of the park baseball, and I got to go back to work tomorrow. So I got to get myself in work mode here a little bit. Moncada has a couple of hits. Colas up to 13 home runs on the season. Okay. Giolito goes 5. How far out of the... We're 7.5 out of a wild card. Taking on Evaldi in Texas. There's a loss. Your work does suck, Josh. You are absolutely right there. Oh, we've gotten smoked here by Texas in these last 2 games. Yeah, work does suck. Work does absolutely suck. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. I asked my wife if I could keep taking time off. She said, if you want to live in a tent. I went, I don't know. It's a toss-up, really. Why are you quoting mid-90s music? Okay, so Brash didn't pitch well in his first game for us, but that's fine. I have probably fishing. I own a MiFi, so internet would be fine. Internet would be fine in the tent. I have my computer. I have my MiFi. We're good. Money is nice, and I would like more of it. That was Adam Sandler. Why would you like a job at the bank? I like money. That was Adam Sandler, right? I like money. Money's good. I'd like more of it. That's where you come in. That's Adam Sandler, right? Our pitching staff is so bad. Our offense is bad. We're almost at July. Highway to the danger zone. Kenny Loggins, the king of the movie music. Kopech gets the win. I really want to trade Grandal. Can we get a prospect if we retain everything? Danger Zone is such a cool song, Duke. That's like my, that's my time frame, the mid-'80s, and that's such a cool song. All right, so we can pick up a borderline prospect if we retain everything on Grandal. I say borderline. I don't even know if that's legit. So let's go to regulars. A couple of young players to build around. Maybe Colas is surprising us here a little bit. Matt Manning is garbage. Urquidy. I don't like the extreme fly ball. Chris Rodriguez isn't terrible. Extreme ground ball. He's out for a year. Rehan from San Diego's an option. pitching really poorly in AAA. All right, we'll hold off. I keep getting distracted by trade offers, and I really want to get to the draft. You don't want to sound like a whiner, but your team is headed in the wrong, so don't whine. You're another player that if I could trade you, I would, but nobody wants you. So what would you like me to do? I like our Matt Brash deal. Worst case scenario, we can pair him up with Crochet in our bullpen. And nobody wants you, dude. What do you want me to do? Nobody wants you. Everybody hates you. Let's keep going. Taking on the Red Sox. We're 9 games under 500. Make it 10 games under 500 as we take on the Angels now. We approach the end of June. There's another win. Timmy Anderson, 3 for 5. Moncada with his 19th home run of the season. Robert hits his 10th. Sosa's hitting 312. Crochet's pitched well since coming back. Has a sub-3 ERA. Another loss. Another loss. We are 15 games out of the division lead at this point. Hey, we win. Jerry Reinsdorf is going to be pissed with us. You wanted him re-signed to a contract extension. Well, he's now gone. He's not happy with really anything, but since I have myself on I can't be fired, it doesn't matter what he thinks. Nick York up to the number 6 prospect in baseball. Really? That's interesting. Pleiss, did he find us anybody good? Jesus Rivera? He's not low work ethic. He's probably going to be garbage. All right, almost at July 1st, and July 1st means it's only almost draft time. Matt Brash, sore elbow, out for 2 weeks. Well, we're not going to take any chances there. He's pitched really bad so far. Let's stick him on the injured list. Who's next? Who's the next call up? Is it Davis Martin? I don't know that we have many pitchers left to call up. We'll call Tanner Banks back up. Does he go into... No, I think we'll stick Clevenger back in there, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Maybe 1. Yeah, right? It's another great movie, by the way. One of the advantages to doing what I do is the clothes that I'm sitting here wearing to stream tonight literally are probably the same clothes I'm going to wear tomorrow. I just roll out of bed and put on whatever, and then I sit at my computer until I don't feel like sitting at my computer anymore, and then I go sit in the basement, and then my day is over. And that's my life. I can't really complain about it. I don't like working, but if I have to work, I'm going to do a job that allows me to work in my PJs. Cease gets better from the injured list, which is interesting. Somehow his movement gets better, even though he can't throw a pitch. Vera gets worse again. Just need the control. I mean, holy hell. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and send you back to high A. That control hits a 40. He becomes a decent option, but... Morales looks okay. So yeah, tomorrow night I am broadcasting a badminton match, guys. That'll be fun. Be the second badminton game I've ever done. I have baseball and softball later this week. But yeah, badminton tomorrow night. Badminton on tap. Trade proposal from the Dodgers. They want to send us Nelson Quiros and Nick Robertson for Yolbear Sanchez and Lennon Sosa. You can't have Lennon Sosa. I am sorry. Are either of these players any good? Nope. We're going to go ahead and reject that. You should do pickleball. That's where the money's at. Yeah, I saw that some of the tennis greats from the 80s. I think Michael Chang was involved in it. They're doing a pickleball tournament. As soon as ChatGPT figures out how to make topical jokes and know how to make clients laugh, I'll be out of a job anyway. Yeah, well, I have a feeling that AI is coming for all of our jobs at some point, right? Sosa's done a nice job since we called him up. I mean, maybe we just go heavy into the kids and just, bench everybody else and just Colas every day, Sosa every day. I mean, not that we're not doing that now, but I got to figure out how to use these drops because this is the first time I've had drops while I've been doing Perfect Team. So I'll have to figure out how to make it work. Rondal, 6 RBIs. 2 hits each for Anderson, Jimenez, and Vaughn. Pickleball can be a lot more fast-paced with good players than I ever thought possible. I've never actually seen a pickleball match. Like, I know what it is, but I've never actually seen one played. We've won 3 games in a row. We are 7 games under 500. Benintendi has 3 hits. He has not played well this year. But Robert, Anderson, Moncada, Sosa, Colas, Zavala, they've all played above expectations, I would say. We're almost at the draft, guys. We're almost there. It took us 2 hours and 20 minutes to play 3 months. Matt Brash has suffered a setback. He's out for another 1 to 2 weeks. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. Played it in high school, cheaper than tennis for gym class. 41 to 49, we lose. What did I play in gym class? We did like old school gym stuff. Like they made us just like run and crap. Like we ran a lot and we played floor hockey. That may have been a New England thing. We played floor hockey. All right, All-Star game. Who made the All-Star game for the White Sox? Yohan Moncada made the All-Star team for the White Sox, and I believe that is it. Yep, just Yohan Moncada. That's fine. You did floor hockey. You did dance? That's interesting. I got to look at the prospect game. Yeah, it is the draft. I thought the draft was missing. Do we have anybody here? Noah Schultz, 0-2 with his 9 ERA. Get a chance to play in the prospect game. Looks like that's it. Yep, that is it. All right, it's first year player draft. I got to go get one more drink. I'll be right back. Ooh, a rock climbing unit. That's interesting. I was also in gym class back in the early 90s, so. All right, it's draft day. Let's get into the draft. We're picking 15th. We'll just sim one at a time here. So Pittsburgh takes Dollander. That seems to be who they take pretty much every single time I do this. Washington will take Dylan Cruz. Not a surprise there. Detroit, Skeens probably. No, they take Max Clark. Okay. Skeens is really good. Wish he would fall to us. He won't, but Texas takes Jacob Gonzalez. A pretty good pick there. Minnesota takes Skeens. Oakland takes Dylan Cup. More of a second baseman than a shortstop, but he is just 18. Cincinnati takes Trey Morgan. I don't like that pick. Kansas City, Enrique Bradfield. Pretty good outfielder, very good outfielder. Where are we at? We're at pick number 9. That's Colorado. They take Jacob Wilson. Oops, I like that pick. He's not a shortstop. He's probably I don't even know what position he plays. Is he an outfielder? He's probably a left fielder. That's a pretty good bat, pretty well-developed bat. Look at this guy. He can hit. He can hit and he can pitch. Let's go here. Who's picking next? The Marlins pick at 10. They take Walker Jenkins. Los Angeles takes Dean West. Another meh. We're getting there. Arizona at 13. They take Kevin McGonigal. He looks all right. The Cubs take Campbell Soup Smithwick. And now it is time for the Chicago White Sox to make their first pick of the 2023 draft. Who do they think we should take? Did I just pick for us? No, I didn't. It is our pick, right? Or are we picking after Boston? Hang on a second. You're picking after. I got confused there. I thought maybe I had picked 4. I had them auto pick. All right, let's see who the Red Sox take. Tommy Troy. Okay, so it's our pick. A lot of high school players are available. Ryan Ritter just won Rookie of the Year and League MVP for you. I don't know who Ryan Ritter is. Batting potential. There are a lot of good high school student players, but they are just high school players. I'm really hard pressed to, I look at someone like Andrew Wiggins and go, well, it's not a good example, but an 18-year-old catcher, 55 catcher ability, high work ethic. But because he is a high schooler, I just don't trust the numbers. Yeah, but Tonti was really good in my national save. Looks like a second baseman here, not a third baseman. He doesn't want a lot of money, but I don't know that I want to draft a high schooler with that first pick. Like I look at someone like Jake Joloff and go, he's a third baseman. He can play third base. It's a lower ceiling, but a higher floor. He's probably starts in high A ball next year. That doesn't look like a terrible player to me. He's got the arm for third. Was I on OSA? No, I'm not. It's backwards now, random task. The highlights are different. So like now if I want to be on OSA, I have to click on it. Before it was the other way around. So yeah, I'm on my own. I am not using OSA scouting. It's backwards. To click the button, it's different now. Yeah, I don't know why they changed it, but they did. So I am leaning Jake Joloff unless there's a pitcher in there that really stands out. I'm supposed to represent a knuckleball. I know where you want me to go. And if he's there, we'll take him. We got Christian Little. He's still in 20-year-old in high school, huh? Come on, Christian. Carson Montgomery, 20-year-old, just finished his first year in college. Sort by eye. Okay. Kyle Teal. Here we go. Maybe Kyle Teal is the pick. He's 21. Had his first year in Virginia. Decent enough catcher ability. How are we feeling about Kyle Teal, guys? How are we feeling about Kyle Teal? What do his ratings look like? His contact has dropped since the last scout. His eye is leveled out, but it's gone up a bit. How are we feeling about Kyle Teal? Looking at Teal and looking at Jaloff. Yeah, I kind of like him more too. At a position of need. I think Kyle Teal is that pick. Current contact rating? Yeah. Highest is 40. There's Jake Jaloff. So he's already pretty well developed. That's the difference, right? Is Jaloff is probably going to be a decent third baseman with the high work ethic. He's probably never going to be elite, but he's pretty well developed already. Whereas Teal could be has that much higher ceiling. You worry about Teal's gap? Why? It was like 55, wasn't it? Yeah, it's 55. 55. He's already a 35 gap. I'm kind of leaning towards Teal. The contact isn't there, but high intelligence, low loyalty. I wonder which one is more likely to be there in the second round. I feel like Jaloff is ready sooner, but Teal could be a better player at a much more important position. All right, I'll look at that in a minute. So Jaloff already has 50 eye, 45 gap power, 40 contact, 40 home run power. He's already, I don't know, looking at this, I'm leaning towards Jaloff, to be honest with you. They have the same contact. Jaloff has the better gap power. Home run potential and eye potential are better for Teal. Void K is better for Teal. Again, Teal, the more important position. Steve Lomazny is Kyle Teal's most comparable player. Steve Lomazny and I went to the same high school. You need 60 catcher and arm. Yeah, it's not as important as it used to be, but I like to do that as well. But his most comparable player being Steve Lomazny bothers me because we went to the same high school. Graduated a year after me. I think we're going Jaloff. I think we're going Jake Jaloff here in round one, guys. I think I've made my decision. And if he happens to be there with our next pick, we'll take Kyle Teal. So Jake Jaloff, 21-year-old third baseman out of Virginia, will be the first pick here. Oh, wait a minute. He wants $6 million. I don't think I can give him $6 million. No, I can. I can offer what he wants. I can meet his demand. No, I can't. I can't go over slot, right? I can't go over slot if I am under if I don't have enough money. So I can't offer him more than his slot amount. What is the slot amount? $6 million. And I think, was that what he wanted? Is that what he wanted? He wants 6. Okay, and it's easy. So yeah, I wasn't sure. It said recommended slot. I should have seen that. I should have seen that right there. So yeah, Jake Jaloff is going to be our pick. All right, so there is our first round pick. Let's sim up to our second pick. See if Teal is still there. He's not. Okay. But there are still some really, really good players in here. Another college player here out of Sacramento State, Cesar Valero. Oh, wait. Now I was on OSA. Let's go back and look again. It's a great bat, man. But again, I just don't. I'm so like shell shocked from out of the park 23 and like none of my prospects panning out that I'm so scared of drafting high school players at this point. Um, we might not have a choice, guys. May not have a choice here. May have to just go after. Defense is no good. Graziano, low work ethic. I mean, it's just such a great bat if, right? It's a great bat if. 6'4", 200 pounds at age 18. Kind of, I mean, yeah, his ratings have kind of dipped a bit. His potential dipped a bit. His power has just recently increased. That's a possibility. Oh, and Egan looks all right. Drew Burris. Got the good outfield range. His eye just went up. I like looking for players who are doing this with their. If that low gap, you'd worry about it developing. That's your theory on it. Others disagree. I don't know that there's a correlation between gap power and other ratings. I just don't like it when someone has low gap power because it ends up being all or nothing, and I'm not crazy about that. Jackson Feltner, he looks okay. I don't want to spend an hour trying to figure this out, though. So we may end up taking a chance here in the second round with that Egan player. The bat just looks too hard to and Egan you were talking about? Yeah, he looks okay. Corner outfielder. What does OSA think? OSA thinks he's a little bit worse. His avoid K is rough. But if we're taking a young player based on his bat, Wattis would be the better option. He's got a better bat. I think we go Zach Wattis here in the second round. 70 potential contact, 60 potential power, 70 potential eye. See if Egan is there with the next pick. And he is. All right, so we can take Egan there. All right, so we're in the fourth now. Riley Jackson. Infield defense. I was thinking maybe first base, but the infield defense isn't good enough. Let's look at. That's not what I wanted to do. Wait, there was a. Pitcher that had really good hitting ratings as well. Has he been taken? Dr. Dynastic, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Looks like that pitcher had already been taken. Yeah. Lou James Groover III. That is such a cool name, man. Let's do it this way. No, batting potential. Yeah, he's already been taken. I don't know. McClare's got a 65 contact potential out of a relief pitcher, but let's look at pitching potential. Of course, anytime. Everybody's welcome. Adam Hockman. Good stuff. Decent movement, good control, good fastball, curveball, potential changeup. We need a pitcher. He's 6'5", 205 pounds. Sure. Let's look at Chance Mako first. Actually, I think we go Mako. We go Mako. I like the high work ethic. We're going to take Mako instead. Hockman's a lefty. He throws harder. 6'5", 205, 6'5", 1. Yeah, we'll take Hockman. His bonus demand, he's impossible. No, we will not take him. I'm glad I saw that. All right, we will take Mako here. Keep going. Caleb Appleby, a little bit more developed, 20 years old. Yeah, we need some pitchers in our system too. Let's go to individual pitch potential. This one's for you, Josh. No knuckleballers. I am sorry, Josh. Texas Ranger. Mako. That's a good point. Yeah. Random task. He's in the game. He is in the game. And he's there. So it's a possibility. It is a possibility. Josh Eknes, 6'1", 6'4", 225 pounder. Two potentially really good pitches. Has the high work ethic. Maybe we go after a Josh Eknes. He is there. And Abram. Why do I know him? Why is his name? Why does it ring a bell with me? I feel like there's something about that kid that I know. Oh, well, before we go, we're in the 6th round, so there are 2 players that I need to make sure I take. One of them will be Mr. Eknes, so let's just find him and take him now. We gotta get the 2 memes out of the way. Josh Eknes, for those of you who don't know, in Out of the Park 22, I did a Draft to Glory series with the Texas Rangers. And we drafted Josh Eknes in the 24th round of that draft. And he ended up with, I was playing on, I don't know if I was playing on 1 to 100 or if we're playing on 20 to 80, but his stuff and his movement maxed out and he became a 5-star starting pitcher. Got hurt all the time, but he was a stud when he was healthy. So he's one of those players that, and I know there's a better way of doing this. There he is, Josh Eknes. We will take Mr. Eknes. And then the other player that we need to make sure that we take. Oh, no, I'm looking at pictures. I got really nervous there for a second. There he is, Mr. R.J. Mayer. If this is what he turns into, yeah, he was like 150-50, yeah. R.J. Mayer, 20 years old, 6'1", 190 pounds. Luke Lito is another one. Yes, we'll look and see if he's available. R.J. Mayer, I was talking to somebody yesterday on my other stream who said that he was playing with maximum ratings off, and he said R.J. Mayer's outfield range was like 105 or something like that. So we're going to take R.J. Mayer here in the 7th round because R.J. Mayer. Luke Lito, is he draft eligible? Oh, he's on the Tigers already. We missed out on Luke Lito. He was drafted in the 8th round. We missed him. Yeah, Mo Hampton is somebody I like to go after too. He's not quite as good in this in this version as he's been in other games, but yeah, he's somebody I like to go after too. Sam Wozniak. Was he a fake player? Because he's not showing up in Out of the Park 24. I don't even know if he's a fake player. Anybody with decent catcher ability left? Gabe Briones is always a decent option at 22. Might be somebody we would take a run on. Infield range. Oh, it's not our pick. Will Matusak. 65 range, decent enough contact. He's tiny, 5'11", 165, but has the high work ethic. That'll work. Max Marusak. There is a Sam Wozniak in California. Oh, he just must not be in the game yet, or isn't in this version of the game for whatever reason. Individual pitch potential. Not for batters, for pitchers. Luke Barrow, those are 3 stellar pitches right there. Shame the rest of the profile is garbage. Jacob Young, 21 years old, high adaptability, low greed. Like every player is a face gen. Yeah, I think so. Let's look at circle change. Actually, Joey Camarada. No, let's look at circle change-ups. See what we got there. Zach Robinson is 22, but he's got the circle change, which is a good pitch. Sure. We're in the 10th round, so now it's just kind of finding players that have Miller Green. He looks pretty good for a 10th round pick, 6'5", 205. The changeup likely never develops, but he's got decent batting profile for a pitcher. Is he still there with our next pick? He is. Cool. Let's go to batters. Zanatello's still there. I don't see any reason why we don't take a potential 70 contact, 65 home run power first/third baseman with high work ethic here in the 11th round. That's not my pick. That's why we wouldn't do it. And now he's gone, because of course he is. We take Graziano, though. He's 18 years old, 65 home run power. Looks all right. Caleb Hampton is much better defensively. He's not. I think we're going to end up taking them both if we can. Amir Gray. Anybody left that I really... I'm at that point where it's like, all right, I think it's time to just let the AI finish up. George Lombard. We'll take Lombard. He looks all right. And he wants a lot of money, but we might be able to afford him because we did cut a little bit of payroll here early on. I think we let the AI finish up. We'll let the AI do the last 5 or so rounds. We will negotiate. So I think we have to start here, right? Yeah, we have $8 million. And everybody else is under slot, so we should be fine. So we can offer... Let's try to... Do we want... Is it worth... I don't think it's worth it. It's just... I always debate whether it's worth... You know, if someone's easy to sign, if it's worth offering him $500,000 less, big picture. Usually the answer I land on is no, but... All right, so we get the high floor... Jaron, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. So we draft a high floor, low ceiling third baseman in Jake Jaloff. Can play third base. Has the high loyalty, high work ethic. Probably never going to be elite, but should be pretty good at third base. Rounds 2 and 3, we went. See, Wadis's ratings have already dropped. That's bizarre. It's literally the same day, and his ratings have already dropped. So we take a couple of high ceiling, low floor guys in Wadis and Egan. Then we went Mako and Appleby. So cool. All right. Bought the game on Friday and you started a national save. Very cool. I know a couple people that are doing the nationals, and it's going to be a challenge. All right, we still got a little bit of time. Guys, we made it through the draft before 9 o'clock. We're probably not going to make it to the deadline. Deadline's probably going to be in episode 2, but that doesn't mean we can't make any deals. Who do we have signed next year that we would rather be without? Trading Benny feels unrealistic, so we will hang on to that for now. What about Kendall Graveman? If I retain on Graveman. Ronald Torres, Michael King, and then a couple of bad players. Definitely trade Benny. It was a bad signing to begin with. It was, but I just feel like trading him in year one is kind of garbagey. Now, this feels interesting to me. He's out for 12 to 13 months, but the ratings are really good. And I don't need him this year. So what if we pull back? Crappy Strasburg. Yeah, that Corbin contract is so bad, man. That Corbin contract, he's like, is it 35 million this year and then like 24 next or something like that? All right, so we can make this work easily. You can have 26-year-old Hunter Dollander. So this frees up 1.358 million this year and frees up about 4.5 million next year. King is out until July of next season, assuming his ratings don't tank. I think this is a good deal. Let's go ahead and pull the trigger. Let's just stick him right on the 60-day ADL. Sim ahead a day, and then we'll see if there's anybody else we want to trade. Yeah, that is a good deal. I agree with you, StatCast. Thank you. Players that we're not in it this year, so we're not trading for King for this year. We're trading for King for next year. This is going to hurt. I mean, revenue per game, the fact that people aren't coming out is obviously going to hurt. But again, we're going to be able to cut roughly 60, it was like 67, 68 million dollars in contracts just from people that we don't pick up the options on. Aaron Bummer is another one that we could potentially move. He's making 5.5 next season. Relievers are a dime a dozen too. See if anybody wants him at 50%. Okay. Victor Caratini from the Brewers. We get Nick Madrigal back. Bring him back to the south side. .290 with the Cubs this year. Yeah, NS, you got that right. Flags fly forever. Caratini, well, he's a free agent. I was going to say he wouldn't be bad given that we're going to be without Grandal next season. Nelson Velazquez. McKinstry, K. I don't really like any of these names. I bet. Let me try that again. Hang on a second. Where is he? Let's try this again. Let's start there. Yeah, that's true, Random Task. There aren't many teams you look at their roster and go, this team has got a bunch of good contracts. You know, usually people don't look at them unless they're bad. All right, so can we find a player here that we want? And again, I will not abuse the make this work now option. I'll give myself one or two options and then we just submit and see how it works. Contreras. Meh. Braves. What about the Braves? Hauk's not awful. Passable as a starter. Ground ball pitcher. Yeah, that's a good point. The Braves are a team. The White Sox, if Robert and Jimenez could stay healthy, I mean, those weren't terrible contracts at the time, I guess. So if we bump this down to 50. Okay, so the Sox can't afford that at 50. That's why they can't afford it. So they very much, I'm sure they very much like that ideal. Do you have anybody that you want to give? We can't really take any money on. That's the problem. That is the problem. Now I kind of want Tanner Houck. What if I give you Lance Lynn and I retained? You'll need more time to think about the offer. Okay. Now here, 26-year-old Lance Lynn doesn't want to be around, so we'll trade him to the White Sox with Garrett Davila in exchange for Tanner Houck. Yeah, Houck, a good fastball, great slider, good sinker, good splitter. Again, we don't know how accurate the ratings are, but we'll get a scouting report on him. He was really good last year, has been just okay this year, but he's making the minimum. I am good with that, and that means we don't have to decline the team option on Lynn next season. Cool. All right. Pick up another starter. He's out for a while because he's suspended, but we will stick him in the rotation. Sim ahead a couple of days here. Oh, yeah, Texas, absolutely. I mean, DeGrom's making 35. What's his name? Shortstop's making 30. Yeah, absolutely. Or third baseman, I guess, is making 30. Matt Brash is now unclear. Okay. Owen Egan signed his contract offer. We will, what is this doing? We will disable AI promotion. So we win our first game out of the break 5-1. Sean Burke picks up the win. 6 2/3 innings of one-hit ball. Home runs from Colas and Sheets. We're not even in last place anymore. Look at that. We're making a run here. Another game against the Braves. And another win. 6-3. Robert, 3 hits. Zavala continues to smack the ball around. Giolito picks up the win. Giolito's another one I would like to trade just because we're not going to re-sign him. And KC is always in a perma rebuild. Yes, they are. Except for whatever year it was that they were 2015. They made the World Series, won the World Series. They had like that 2-year run, right? With that team that was really good. With Stakis and the rest of the team. And Mateo, anybody young? Kevin Biggio, get him back from Toronto. Yeah, Jaron, I do. What if we start at 100? I think this is going to be the last trade offer I make here this episode, guys. Anything of note? Solak? Middle infield is like the one place where, like, okay. Like Casey wins small ball and elite bullpens. Well, yeah, I mean that's that's kind of like how small market teams have to do it, right? That's how they have to win. They can't go out and spend the money on the big home run hitters. So they got to do it other ways. All right, Dr. Dynastic, thank you, sir. I'm going to be cutting out here early, relatively soon here as well. I've got to work tomorrow for the first time in a week. I took the week off to play out of the park baseball, and work calls tomorrow. Nothing for Giolito. Okay. All right. Well, guys, that is, I think, going to do it here for stream number 1. Move Zavala up and Benintendi down in the lineup. Yeah, I only really wanted Benintendi batting leadoff against righties. Probably should have done something against lefties. I think I have him out there batting leadoff against lefties too. Yeah, absolutely need to do something about that. But it was an up and down start to the season for us. We were 6-22 or 8-22. We were 7-20 in April, but we have been we're 36-28 over the last 2.5 months. So we got our legs underneath us in May, and we've been playing some good baseball since. And we still are 11th in batting average and 11th in runs scored and 13th in runs against. But yeah, we've come on strong here over the last couple months. We're still planning on not picking up salaries for Liam Hendricks, Joe Kelly, Mike Clevenger, Jake Diekman. So that's 15, 25, 37. That's $41 million off of this. So that takes our salary next year, or our payroll next year, down to $130 million. If we can move maybe Benintendi in the offseason, which I kind of hate to do, but if we can move Benintendi in the offseason, all of a sudden we're looking at a lot of money to play with. So that's going to do it, guys. Did any of our other players agree to their contracts? Chance Mako did, so we will go ahead and disable his AI promotion as well. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it here for stream number 1. Like I said, I put out 1 non-live video a week, so probably Wednesday or Thursday, I will jump in and we will get right back to it. I'm going to leave it right where it is. So we're going to pick up right here with the next episode. Once again, don't forget, next Sunday night, we will be giving away a free Out of the Park 24 key. All you need to do to be eligible to win that game license is to join my Discord over at Around the World Sports and join the Discord for GM Games. Once more, I will drop, that's not what I wanted to do, I will drop my Discord in the chat box here as soon as I can find it. Right there. We'll come in here, and where's the stream? It's right there. Drop that in right there. There's my Discord. Join my Discord. Join the GM Games Discord as well. And next Sunday, we will be giving out a free key to Out of the Park Baseball 24. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great week. And I will talk to you all next Sunday. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.